This article contains affiliate links. We may receive a commission on any sales we generate from it. On rare occasions, there are pauper funerals whereby individuals who have died alone or are unclaimed by relatives are cremated or buried. Local authorities have a statutory duty to arrange pauper funerals, which are officially known as public health funerals. However, Sarah Jones, director of, said the term pauper funeral has derogatory connotations. She added, it is usually referred to as a local authority-arranged funeral. What is included in the funeral will depend on what had been agreed between the local authority and the funeral director who they have issued the contract to. We spoke to Roger Jones, a funeral director at Lawrence. Jones is the chosen contractor for hospitals in the Wirral and Chester and has dealt with unclaimed bodies. Take a Frisk report to see what could have happened if you died yesterday. Frisk is a wake-up call for the millions of people with no will or protection in place for their own death. Frisk is a free intuitive app that produces a Frisk score confirming the level of risk your family and loved ones face were you to die without effective planning in place. Use Frisk to find out your own personal Frisk score, including what would happen to your children, who's entitled to your estate, who can bring claims, how much tax would you pay, what about your pets and your digital estate, plus much more. Get your free Frisk score now by clicking. He said, it can happen a few times. Every area has a contractor for that area. Each council and borough will have someone who they will call upon to carry out the funeral arrangements if no one comes forward. A pauper's grave is in a local cemetery and is usually an unmarked grave. There is usually no headstone, but it is on record and will usually have 3 or 4 different people in it. When it comes to the burial of an unclaimed body, the essential elements of a funeral are carried out, but on a very basic level. Roger continued, we're contractors in the Wirral and Chester for hospitals and we've done this for many years. The council covers the costs of a basic coffin, the hearse and a minister's free or funeral celebrant. There are no optional extras for things like flowers or printing costs, but they will put the hearse, coffin and funeral director's fees to cover the staff. If someone dies at home and a relative cannot be traced, there are often notices in newspapers requesting relatives to come forward. If no one comes forward, the council for the area will appoint their contractor and carry out the burial. Public health funerals do not happen very often, according to Roger, who said, there's a very small percentage of funerals that are appointed to contractors from the hospitals or the councils. If you were to look all around the country, it's probably going to increase year on year as death rates increase, but still, people can still attend public health funerals as acquaintances or strangers. Roger said, people can definitely attend. If they don't have any next of kin, they might have close friends, or they might have been in a nursing home, in which case, the staff will attend. It is quite unusual if no one attends, but it can happen very rarely. There's usually the odd friend or relative who would like to pay their respects. Roger concluded that although the funerals are classified as public health funerals, they are still a dignified service. On occasions, although it's only the basics, they still would get music played at the service, even if it's just background music, and a minister or funeral minister will lead a short service in the usual way. It's still a dignified service.